Hello, welcome to my channel. Now today we're going to be potting on tomato plants. Tomato plants are really easy to grow, they're fun, and there's nothing better than a homegrown tomato which hasn't travelled from anywhere, hasn't been put in the fridge. You pick it off and eat it and put it into your mouth, eat it. Oh, it's just, the flavour is just something that you could never imagine. So what we're going to do is we're potting on our tomato plants today. To give an example about potting on, you'd have sown tomato seeds and then they'd have grown something like this. Okay, so this is what I grew is in these plugs as seeds, and they need potting on, which means they need putting in a bigger pot so that they can expand and their roots can expand into that soil. As you can see, to give you some example, we've got some smaller pots here which I've potted on already, and then a slightly bigger pot, and the tomato plant is a lot bigger than that. So this is about potting on, because I can't put these outside yet because it's too cold, and if the frost gets to them then they will die. So that's what we're going to do today. We're just potting on. So you've planted your seeds, your tomato seeds, and they've grown into these little fellas here, and now we're going to pot these on so they've got a bit more room for their roots. Just going to take the labels out. Now, as you can see, some haven't grown as well yet, but others have done very well. So I'm just going to take this first one out. I've got a plastic used pot, and I've just got some seedling compost in there. Not normal general compost, as we've mentioned before, nice, light and fluffy. Hasn't got too much nutrients in there, just needs to get it going. So we're now going to what we call prick out this tomato plant. You can use anything to prick them out, a pencil, a label, anything like that. But this is what I'm going to do. It's important you get right down, right underneath the roots. It can be a bit tricky sometimes. Okay, so I've lodged it out of the soil, and now I'm going to take it by the leaf. I'm not going to grab that by the stem. If I grab that by the stem and it breaks, that tomato plant is finished. So it's important you grab it from the leaf. If a leaf breaks, it doesn't matter. So I'm now going to take this out. Good root system. Look at that root system, lovely. Doesn't matter if I drop this because the leaf is split, it doesn't matter. It's all about the root system, what goes underneath. This is now going to go in the pot. As I said, a little bit of soil in there at the bottom. Just going to place that into the pot. Not really hard, just pressing it down. You don't need to really put it in hard because it'll find its own destiny, it'll find its own home, and it's soon secure. And that's my dog trying to get in, bear with me. Come on, you. Oh dear, right. So, just put it in there, haven't pressed hard onto it, and then again, seedling compost, light compost, not your general compost. And just put that in around. Firm it down, again, not too hard. It's not really delicate, but you don't want to be damaging and pushing the plant too much. And that's your first tomato plant, and that will grow on now and become as big as that eventually, and then as big as that, and then they will go outside. And it's incredible to think that you could have up to 50 tomato plants on one plant. So that's potted. Of course, you put your label in. This particular tomato is a Tom Cherry Yellow. Never grown them before. Label goes in there. I'd water that and then leave it either on a windowsill above 15 degrees Celsius or in a heated greenhouse. You cannot just leave this in a greenhouse overnight. In the south of England here, temperatures can go well below 15 Celsius. Not freezing at this time of the year, but it wouldn't like it, or it wouldn't develop as a plant. So it's important to keep sort of room temperature really on a windowsill, like I said, or in a heated greenhouse. So that is ready to go, and I'll add that. And whilst I'm off camera, I will pot on these two, and then we will talk about the next step of potting on again, and then eventually planting them out. I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, please subscribe. Thanks very much. Thank you.